Hello everyone, this is Pooka and welcome to another game I played on the Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. This time around I'm going to be using a Blastoise Keldeo Black Kyurem EX deck going up against a player named Maaf. We will see what he is playing. As you can see here, I do have two Keldeos in my hand, starting off with that Black Kyurem. And alright, we're going to start off here. I'm going to use a Skyla. I'm using Blastoise. So I want to grab a level ball, get my Squirtle out here, and hopefully we can set up a Blastoise turn 2, get everything going, and you know what, once you get Blastoise up, get enough energy in play, you just start blowing through all sorts of attackers, and alright, that's going to be the plan here. I'm just going to bench the Squirtle, both Keldeos, and pass. So I don't have any pieces for the Blastoise pulls. I don't have any rare candy Blastoise or anything like that, but I at least wanted to get a Squirtle into play this turn. Didn't want to Juniper away, you know, 3 supporters in the first turn. It's a little ugly, especially when my opponent could just end me, and then that would be kind of a waste. So I decided to go with the more conservative Skyla, and we'll see if that pays off or not. Looks like my opponent is playing a Darkrai deck. We have a Mewtwo as well, and Laser. Everybody's favorite card, Laser. And there's a Bicycle. We don't see that card too often, but it's a very powerful form of non-supporter draw. It's really good with Sableye, actually. You know, you can just junk hunting for Bicycle, get that back. So we do have a Dark Patch, and I actually don't think my opponent has played a supporter yet. So you can see he's gone through so much stuff because of that Bicycle. And he's going to attach to Mewtwo. And there's a random receiver, so yeah, he can still play a supporter this turn. Let's see what he gets. Juniper. So he has drawn through a ton of cards this turn. He's going to retreat to the Sableye. Yep, and there's an energy switch. I was going to say the only reason you would do that is if you had the energy switch before the Juniper. And indeed he does. Puts down a Keldeo as well. We see that a lot in Darkrai decks to get out of status conditions like the poison from Hypnotoxic Laser. And this has been a very eventful first turn for my opponent. Very scary from my end. I'm very happy that I was the one who got to go first this game. Give me a time to kind of weather the storm a little bit. And with all those resources he's used so far, he's going to be able to junk hunt for Ultra Ball. And what else? An Energy Search. Yeah. He's definitely going to get a turn 2 Night Spear off. So I'm going to be under some pressure starting on the second turn of the game. So I'm very happy that, you know, I was the one who got to go first. I am going to have to Juniper here, getting rid of Super Rod. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. And ooh. That is a fairly ugly hand. I go ahead and rush in with Keldeo and then use Pokemon Center to heal 10 off the Black Kyurem since it was poisoned, and I had to pass. So I did miss an energy drop on the first turn, and then I Junipered into this 2 Water, Catcher, Retrieval, and Max Potion. So there's no Blastoise in the near future, at least not that I can see. And, yeah, that's just kind of ugly. Now, my opponent rushes in with Keldeo. This is kind of another option Keldeo gives you early on in the game. Ultra Balls away 2 Dark Energy. And, you know, if he has 2 Dark Patches, he can go ahead and Dark Patch twice to his Darkrai. And there is 1 Dark Patch, and there's a second Dark Patch. So now all he has to do is attach to his Keldeo, retreat, and he has a turn 2 Night Spear. And this is a very powerful start. Especially considering, well, look at my hand. Not gonna be pretty. So he attaches to the Keldeo, plays another random receiver, gets a Bianca. We'll be able to draw 4 cards here. So he is just rolling along here. Looks like this is pretty much a straight Darkrai Sableye deck with 1 Tech Mewtwo and then 1 Keldeo. Like I said, for the rush-in ability. Gets you out of status effects. And there we go. There's a turn 2 Night Spear, hitting Keldeo for 90 and then 30. And I'm going to go ahead and Pokemon Center, heal 20 off my benched Keldeo EX. And I'm going to Max Potion the active because, you know, in this kind of a situation, I just need to buy time. That is going to be my best bet. And I can just pass. That's really all there is to it. I have to pass and hope my opponent really just doesn't overwhelm me before I draw into anything. So, my opponent here, he's got a Darkrai powered up. He's probably going to continue to power up benched ones. He does have, I believe, 3 Dark Patches in the discard pile. So, that's good for me. that he's kind of burned through resources that quickly. But, you know, he could always just take a turn to junk hunt with Sableye and get those back. So, I am feeling very behind at this point. Even though the prize situation is pretty even, I don't really have too much damage on my board. I feel like I am behind because he got turn 2 Night Spear, even though I did get the max potion that off. Ooh, another Dark Patch. Wow, so that might be his 4th Dark Patch gone so far. But yeah, I don't have Blastoise in play. I am manually powering up a Keldeo. There's a Darker part of, but oh, he ends me. So this is the turning point. This is what we needed. He's going to catch up his Squirtle, actually. So he's going to target down Squirtle. He's going to go after Blastoise before. He's going to go after Squirtle before I can get Blastoise out. Because he probably realizes if I get Blastoise out, I'm going to be in a great spot. So he catches up the Squirtle. I could see going after an EX instead, hitting it for 90, but he's thinking, alright, if I just take out both Squirtles, I'm in a better position, so why not do that? I'm going to Pokemon Center my Keldeo again, and I don't really want to Juniper this stuff away, so I'm going to N, draw a fresh 6, and alright, we get an Ultra Ball. Get rid of 2 waters. Since I do have that retrieval in my hand, I can just get those 2 back. We will grab Blastoise and Rare Candy to Blastoise. And alright, here we go. Now things are starting to pick up. I can retrieval if I want to, and then attach 2 energy this turn with Deluge. Just kind of get 2 extra energy in play. But I don't think it's actually a priority. I mean, if he ends me, that's great. I get 6 cards. Blastoise probably will survive. The only way it doesn't survive is if he has Catcher, Verbank, Laser, and Dark Claw. He would need, what, 4 cards? Yeah. He would need a 4-card combo to knock out my Blastoise. And that just seems pretty unlikely. So, I'm not too worried about it. I just don't know where to put those energy right now. I would like to get them on Black Kyurem EX so that I could, you know, use Black Ballista at some point, just do 200 to a Darkrai. But, I don't know. I might need to just use Keldeo instead. Or maybe I can use the energy retrieval to put 7 energy on my active Keldeo and then get a knockout that way. I don't know. So I just figured, you know what are the odds of my Blastoise getting knocked out this turn? Probably not very high. So I just decide to take a bit of a risk, I suppose, because I'm just not sure where I want to put that energy just yet. So we'll see what my opponent decides to do this turn. He does have a 2nd Darkrai on the bench fully powered up. We do have a computer search, so he can search for any card in his deck. Of course, Darkrai can do that magic 140 damage to knock out Blastoise, but like I said, that'll take 4 cards, and you can see he has 3 cards in his hand. But he could computer search for like a Juniper, get a fresh hand of 7. He could pull this off, and oh, there's a Catcher and a Juniper. Alright, so off this Juniper, he'll need a Verbank City Gym, a Hypnotoxic Laser. But it's okay. He still needs a Dark Claw. Otherwise, he can't knock me out. And then I'll just rush in, and everything will be fine. Right? Everything will be fine. That's a lot of cards to hit off that Juniper. But, what? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. So, just like that, I lose my Blastoise. Definitely didn't expect that to happen. Pretty disappointed that that did happen. But what can you do about it? That is just the power of Darkrai. That's just what can happen. And now I am regretting not putting the 2 energy on the Keldeo last turn. I wish I would have. But I am fortunate enough to get Pokemon Center off of my my Colress there for 7. So I'll be able to heal Keldeo EX, kick out his Verbank City Gym, and replace with Pokemon Center. And my opponent also decided to, and uh-oh, we are actually out of Blastoises. Okay, and there are 2 Blastoise prized. But my opponent actually decided to put the Dark Claw and attack with the Darkrai with the 110 on it already. I'm not sure why he didn't retreat to the bench one, as I'm frantically pointing out with my mouse. Yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't just retreat and attack with that one. I really don't know. So, now he has a fresh Darkrai with 3 energy on it already. But again, I have 2 Blastoises prized, and I did not get one out of the prizes. And we had to Juniper away Super Rod on like the second turn of the game. So I'm just going to be attaching manually for a while. That's not good. Keldeo is great, but when you're up against Darkrai, who can, you know, Dark Patch and spread damage and all that stuff, you kind of need Blastoise to deluge, otherwise you're going to be in a ton of trouble. And that's where I'm at right now. Just not a good situation at all. And, you know, since I have 2 Blastoises prized, I don't even know what to do with my turns anymore. I mean, I can Skyla, or I'm not going to Juniper because there's no need to discard cards. There's nothing I'm really digging for this turn. I don't really need anything this turn. I just need to attach energy. That is my biggest goal. I might grab an N, honestly, so that when I knock out his Darkrai next turn, I can N him. I could grab Catcher in case he retreats the Darkrai, so that I can make sure I can get that knockout. But I'm going to grab an N, I suppose. Going to attach to that bench Keldeo. And, yeah, I have to just Secret Sword for 110, and I'm going to lose that Keldeo. There's no way around it. I'm going to Pokemon Center the bench one, since even if I were to do a double rush in, heal the active one, it would still have 100 damage on it. So it's always going to get knocked out. So might as well heal the benched one. Why not? And I decided to bench another Squirtle too, because it's going to take 2 catchers to knock out 2 Squirtles. And at this point, that just seems unlikely. And if I can manage to get Blastoise out, then a catcher on Squirtle will be pretty worthless, I have to say. That would be a waste of time when you can just go after an EX instead. My opponent does end me, which takes away my N, which is actually pretty unfortunate for me, since, you know, he's going to take 2 more prizes here. I would like to put him down to a 2-card hand, but he kind of beats me to the punch, makes sure I can't do that. He's going to play his N to make sure he can get 4 cards from the end, and then 2 more from the prizes, and then hopefully not have me and him back. So that was very smart from my opponent. And now he can just Night Spear. And Energy Attachment will be big this turn. You know, if he misses one, he could miss a turn of Night Spear. That would be huge. And he actually misses the Energy Attachment. Wow. So he does hit my Keldeo for a knockout with Night Spear. And now, I got Rare Candy. Great. But, yeah. Rare Candy and Ultra Ball, but there's no Blastoise left. So I get to play a Skyla this turn. I suppose I can just take a Juniper, since, you know, I am either going to get my Blastoise next turn, or I'm going to lose. That's pretty much all there is to it. So I'm going to rush in with Keldeo EX. Secret Sword for the 110 for the finishing blow. Tie the game up at 2-2, and I need to hit a Blastoise off my prizes. And alright, there we go, Blastoise. And hey, another Blastoise. So here, as long as I don't get end, I actually am in a tremendous position, I must say. I'll have Rare Candy Blastoise, Energy Retrieval, and then, you know, I could just use, you know, I could probably power up either Black Kyurem or Keldeo. Both will probably get the job done. If I can get 4 more energy on the active Keldeo, that will Secret Sword for 190 damage, which will knock out Darkrai. Or a catcher plus 3 energy would knock out the Mewtwo or the Keldeo back there. So right now I'm feeling like I am in the driver's seat for sure. As long as I can get a catcher, it will be all good. Since I do assume he will use Junk Out this turn, he has used 4 Dark Patches and a couple energy switches here. It would be tough for him to pull off a Night Spear this turn. So yeah. But oh, there's another N, so never mind. Now I have to... Now I gotta get my Rare Candy and my Blastoise back, and that's not cool. I draw a Mewtwo and an Ultra Ball. Not exactly what I was looking for. But, yeah. This is gonna be rough now. If he were to Night Spear me right now, I think I would lose pretty much every time, unless I top deck the Juniper, of course. But we'll see. It looks like he'll have to Junk Hunt. I mean, he hasn't played any Dark Patches immediately. You gotta think if he had Dark Patch or Energy Switch, he would play it. And like I said, I think 4 Dark Patches are in the discard pile at this point. But I don't know. I will be able to take a free prize in this Sableye, which really doesn't help me in terms of, like winning the game. But I'll get a card out of the prizes, which will make a difference, I think. If I remember correctly, I do have a Juniper prized. So there's a 50-50 shot of getting that out of the prizes. And I actually think Computer Search also is prized. So we're going to look through the discard. Let's see, there's 2 Junipers in there and no Computer Search. So, yeah, I have good odds of my hitting something out of the prizes. And there's a Secret Sword for 110. We'll see which one I get. And it's a Computer Search. Alright. So I'll be able to use that for a Juniper next turn. I had 1 Juniper prized, and then 1 was left in the deck. So, I don't know. This is getting tough. We see a Dark Patch from Maaf, and he'll have a random receiver as well. I don't know how many ends he has used. I should probably check his discard pile, but this game is already played. I can't do that right now. I wish I could go back and tell myself to look at the discard pile so that we can all know what's in there. Not sure how many ends he has used. But alright, here comes Darkrai. And alright, he's going to Night Spear with a Dark Claw for 110. And I think I'll probably just have 1 turn to pull this off, because I don't think he's played many catchers. He played that. He played the one to knock out the Squirtle. He played the second one to knock out the Blastoise. I don't think he's played any other ones, so he's probably got 2 catchers left. And alright, so I'm going to Computer Search here. We will grab that 1 Juniper left. We can see there are 3 rare candies, 2 Blastoises, an Ultra Ball, tons of energy retrievals. So I am going to use my catcher, bring up a 170 hit point Pokemon, like Keldeo or Mewtwo. That way, if I draw rare candy Blastoise, I just need 3 energy to win. I can hit 170 damage with Secret Sword. And I look, 2 catchers left. I gotta go for this. I need to hit it this turn. I need all these cards. Rare candy, Blastoise, 3 energy. Here we go. Draw my 7 in. Whoa! I think we got it. Ultra Ball. Discard the N. Discard the Lightning. And geez, I got a bunch of energy retrievals. I could have done anything. I could have used Black Ballista if I wanted to. But we're gonna rare candy into Blastoise, play that energy retrieval, get back 2 waters from the discard pile, and deluge 3 times onto the active Keldeo EX, and that is going to seal the game. I really didn't think I would pull out this game, but that is the power of Blastoise. Anything can happen with this deck. Even with 2 Blastoises prized, you can see we just needed that 1 turn of deluge to power up that Keldeo and get the game-winning knockout. So thank you guys for watching. I am Pooka here from the Top Cut. Blastoise is still a strong contender heading into state championships. And hopefully you guys are getting ready for those. And I'll have some more videos up soon. But until then, see you guys next time.